Okay, guys, we're here at Shockstock 2012 talking with Fred the Hammer Williamson.
You got that right.
Why? How did you get the nickname the Hammer?
Knocking people out.
Knocking people out playing football.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah. Fred is an ex-pro football player, writer, director, actor, and architect.
Well, you have to do all those things when nobody's hiring you, so you have to hire yourself.
Well,
it increases your longevity if you have control over what you do.
Do you mind if we talk a bit about your film career?
Go for it.
Okay, so your first film role was for MASH by the legendary Robert Altman.
Spirit Trucker.
So what was it like working with Robert Altman?
Well, he was one of the free-spirited directors. He let you do whatever you wanted to do. He came on the set every day with a bucket full of marijuana. I didn't do it, but everybody else did it around me. That Elliot Gould, Donald Sutherland, Tom Skerritt, Sally Kellerman, they had a great time. So you really didn't know if they were sober or not when they were doing their lines, because Robert Altman mic'd everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own mic. So you could talk whenever you wanted to. You could overlap. You could talk when somebody else was talking. He didn't really care. That was the genius of Robert Altman.
It sounds like a fun way to make a film, actually.
If the check clears, it's a fun way, yeah.
Yeah. In the 1970s, you started Po' Boy Productions.
Yeah.
And you started producing and starring in a lot of the iconic Grindhouse films.
I'm impressed.
So,
You've done your homework. I'm impressed.
What was it that prompted that decision?
Yeah, hey, what's a Grindhouse film? I mean, that stuff that Quentin Tarantino makes, that's Grindhouse film? There's no such thing as a Grindhouse film. He created this terminology. If we made a film that had all those scratches in it and Reel 3 was missing, like he flashes up on his screen, they would have walked out of the theater. So I don't have any idea what Quentin Tarantino is talking about, Grindhouse film. What the hell is that?
I get the feeling you're not much of a Quentin Tarantino fan.
I'm a fan, but people throw terminology out, that we worked hard to get our projects out in the 70s, and then somebody comes along in 2000-something and call our film Grindhouse films. What does that mean? Explain it to me. That's like calling my films black exploitation. What does that mean? I mean, I was happy. I was working. The fans were getting happy. I killed white people, black people, pink people, blue people. So why you call my film black exploitation?
You killed Smurfs?
Yeah, why not, how come they didn't call Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds films white exploitation films,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Same thing.
That's a good point. So, what would you call those movies then if you had to put a label to it?
Action I'm an action film star. That's what I do. I fight, kick people's behind, and ride off in the sunset. Yeah.
So what prompted your decision to start making films like that?
Because I've always been a hero. I'm the hero kind of guy, I've always been a leader. People always followed me. So if I'm going to be that way in life, then I'm not going to give up that image if I come into the movie career.
So I hear a rumor about you doing a sequel to the original Gangstas.
Yeah.
Any truth to that?
Yeah, I'll start filming next month in Chicago. It stars me, Jim Brown, Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, Bernie Casey, Antonio Fargas, and Jay Leno.
And Jay Leno?
I need a white guy to beat up, so we'll go with Jay Leno.
You're going to beat up Jay Leno?
So I can get on his show afterwards. That's why I put him in the movie.
Sweet. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. When you work with sports people like Jim Brown and Bernie K, guys who respect you, then they listen to what you have to say because they know how hard it is to get a project off the ground. And so, they feel for what you're doing and they listen. Major movie stars, these guys, they don't care. They don't care what you got to say, unless you slam them against the wall. That's how I first met Gary Busey. I heard he was a troublemaker. I hired him on my film. He came on the set the first day. I took him and asked him if I could have a conversation with him. He said, yeah. So I took him around the back. I slammed him against the wall. And I says, I heard you're a troublemaker. And if you give me any trouble, I'm going to kick your butt all over this damn set. And he says, hey, Hammer, you're my man. You're my friend. So he and I made 5 movies. He's been my friend ever since.
Sweet. What's your favorite Gary Busey movie?
Gary is crazy, man. Gary he's crazy good.
Yeah, he is.
But we know what he does. He intimidates people, and he knows that he does. And if he can get away with it, he is a pain in the tuchus. So if you don't let him get away with it, then he's a good guy. But he does not take direction from other people. He takes it from me because he knows what I'll do to him.
Yeah.
And that's how we first got off the ground. The movie we did was South Beach.
South Beach.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us, sir, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Mine, always.